Hey guys, my name is Brittany Timberlake, and if you've been following my channel, you'll see that I am practicing again in the lovely Amana Yoga Studio in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. This is a slow flow yoga practice designed to get into all parts of the body. Hopefully this will be an opportunity for you to slow down not only your body movements, but slow down your breath and your thoughts. You won't need any props for this practice other than just some space to move around and some comfy clothes. So let's get started in child's pose. You could come into a child's pose with your knees close together or wide apart. You can choose. Extending the arms out long in front of you. And we'll just start with the arms really soft, letting the head come down towards the floor. And we'll take a couple deep breaths here together. Inhaling through the nose, deep down into the belly. And exhaling from the belly, feeling the lower back release. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So finding a breath that feels steady and rhythmic in your body. Noticing where the body makes contact with the floor. And just taking a moment before we start to move to connect with what's going on in the mind. Committing to being here fully, not worrying about what comes after your yoga practice or what happened before. On the next breath in, we'll lift the torso up slightly. And just so we could walk the arms, hands over towards the right. And then sinking the hips back down, feeling the left hip especially heavy. Opening through the left side of the torso, the arm. Inhaling to come back up and walking the hands and arms through center all the way over to the other side, sinking the hips back and down, especially that right hip, and landing here for a few breaths. Next breath in, slowly bring everything back to center. And coming up onto all fours. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Letting the belly drop, the tailbone rises, chest opens as we look up. Next breath out, starting to round through the spine, navel in towards the spine. Breathing in, the belly drops. And let's move through a few of these cow-cow shapes at our own pace with our own breath. Maybe you move a little bit slower or a little bit faster than me. And just taking our time to adequately warm up the spine. And then we'll come back to a neutral table. And imagining there's a paintbrush at the end of your tailbone, we'll start to paint circles behind us, creating little circles with the pelvis. And then allow that circle to spiral up through your spine. This could get into your shoulders, ripple up into the neck. You might want to close your eyes so you can fully tune into the sensations that you're feeling in your body. Lingering in one area if it feels particularly tense or tight. And coming back to a neutral table, we'll move through a little bit of a flow on our knees here. So bringing the shoulders overneath the hands. On the exhale, we'll lower down the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, lift the chest forward and up, coming into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower. And press up and back into a child's pose. Inhale, rippling forward, shoulders over the hands. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Child's pose. Let's move through two more of these flows just at our own pace. Slowing everything down. Connecting breath to movement. And then we'll eventually meet in child's pose once you finish those two cycles. Coming forward into table, we'll start to walk the hands out a little bit further. The hips stay over the knees as we come into a melting heart. Just letting the heart or the chest come down towards the mat so we can open through the sides of the body and through the shoulders. lifting the head back up. Walk the hands in just a little bit, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back as we press into a downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet. Soft through the neck and the jaw. Next breath in, we'll reach the right foot up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest and then lower the right foot down. You might have to use your hand to help that right foot up, lowering the left knee to the floor. Inhale, the arms reach up. The hips sink forward and down on the exhale. And we'll take our right hand and just bring it to our right thigh, reaching up and over with the left arm. So we're opening through the left quads and hip flexors. And as we reach up and over, we're also getting to the lateral side of the left body. And coming back to center, and then bringing the left hand down to the floor. The right hand stays on the right leg, looking towards the right as we twist. You might like to let that right knee fall out to the side as you flex your ankle and foot. You can press the right leg away from you, looking up towards the sky and opening through the chest. And we'll bring that right knee back in if it's out to the side. Right hand comes to the floor. Tucking the left toes, stepping the right to meet the left, coming into plank. Exhale, lowering down from toes or knees. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Pressing up and back into a downward dog. Next, inhale, left foot and leg lifts. Exhale, left knee in towards your chest, planting the left foot, lowering the right knee. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, hips sink forward and down. Softening through your face, softening the thoughts in your mind. We'll take the left hand to the left thigh, reaching the right arm up and over to the side. Coming back up to center, the right hand comes down onto the floor, left hand stays on the left thigh, and begin to twist towards the left. Staying here, or again, option to let the left leg fall to the left. A little bit of pressure with the left arm. slowing everything down, relishing in the quiet, slow, steady pace of this yoga practice. We'll walk that left foot and knee back in. The left foot plants on the earth, tucking the right toes, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, baby cobra, or maybe you press up into upward dog. Exhale, lower. Coming back into downward dog. Opening and closing the jaw a few times to release any tension that you could be holding on to in the face, the jaw. And begin to slowly walk the feet towards the hands at the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. And going easy on this first forward fold, so bending the knees, letting the body sway. The next breath in, we'll start to roll up through the spine. Arms reach up as we look up and reach. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, the shoulder blades kiss together as the sternum lifts. Inhale, the arms reach up. We'll take the right hand, clasp the left wrist, reaching up and over towards the right. Weight is even through the feet. Toes are spread wide. Coming back to center, switching the grip and leaning up and over to the left. Coming back to center, releasing the hands and arms down by our side. We'll take a big step back with the left foot as we come into warrior two. Taking your time to set up a strong foundation through the legs. The shoulders are down and away from the ears. Torso centered over the hips. Flipping the front palm, reaching the right arm up as the left arm reaches down the back leg, reversing our warrior. The front knee stays bent. Coming back to warrior two, bending the front elbow, the right arm rests on the right thigh, left arm reaches up and over, coming into extended side angle. And coming all the way back up into warrior two, extending the front leg, reaching forward with the right arm, and then that right arm just comes to rest inside the right leg in triangle. Reaching the left arm up towards the sky. You could look down towards the floor. You could look up towards the left hand. using your strongest upper body strength to come back up, sinking back down into the front knee, pivoting on the back toes as we come into a crescent lunge. The hips are now facing the front of the mat. We'll bring our hands at our heart. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards the right. The left elbow hooking the right knee. Releasing from the twist, coming back to center. On the exhale, the hands and the left knee come down towards the earth. Shifting the weight of the hips back as we come into a half splits. Instead of just rounding over that right leg, see if you can have a really strong, straight spine and the chest is coming forward and then down. And slowly bringing the weight into that right foot, tucking the back left toes. Stepping the right foot back to meet the left as we come into a plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bending into up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward dog. Slowly starting to step the feet towards the hands. Inhale to a flat back, hands on the floor or the shins. Exhale, fold. Letting the hips sink down and back, rising up through chair. And then inhaling, coming all the way up, hands touch. Exhale, hands through heart center. And we'll move through that little bit of flow on the other side, taking a big step back with the right foot. Warrior two. Connecting to the breath, connecting to what's going on in the body and in the mind. Flipping the front palm, reaching up and back, reversing your warrior. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper into the legs. Coming back into warrior two, bending the front elbow, setting up for extended side angle on this side. Right arm reaching up and over, creating this long line from the right fingertips to the edge of the right foot. Pressing the left elbow away from you so you're not sinking through the left shoulder. And slowly coming all the way back up into warrior two. Straightening the front leg. Reaching the left arm forward as the right hip juts back. And landing eventually in triangle. Coming all the way back up, warrior two, just for a breath. Pivoting on the back foot as we come into a crescent lunge. Bringing the hands to our heart. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the right elbow. Hooks the left knee. All the way back up. Exhale, letting the hands plant, the right knee plants. And shifting the weight of the hips back into a half splits on the left side. Slow and steady movements, slow and steady breaths. So maybe the more we practice like this, the more we can incorporate slow and steadiness into our everyday life. Bringing the weight back into the left foot. Tucking the right toes. We'll step back into a plank. Exhale, lowering down. So from here, we'll move through a couple back strengthening shapes. And we'll take our arms out to the corners of the mat, opening the legs a little bit wider. And on the inhale, we'll start to lift the arms and the legs. If it's too much, you could just lift the arms or the legs. Just one more deep breath, lifting everything. And exhaling, letting everything come down to the earth, resting on one cheek. And then we'll come back to center. We'll take our arms behind us. So you could just reach back through the fingertips as your chest lifts forward and up. Or if it's accessible, you could clasp your hands at the lower back, lifting. And exhaling, coming all the way down, resting on the other cheek. And coming back to center, we'll take our hands to the outsides of the ribs, just pressing up and back into a child's pose. And we'll ripple back up into a table. We'll come into pigeon, taking the right knee in towards the right wrist, walking the left leg and foot behind us. And we'll start in a more upright pigeon, taking our fingertips or palms to the earth, lifting up through the sternum. So we're not only getting an opening through the right hip, the front of the left leg, getting this nice back bend through the spine. Now you might want to stay right here, or you could bring your right hand more in front of you, more near the center, bending the left knee, and taking the left hand and reaching for the left foot. Reaching for the inside of the left foot can feel nice if you want to get an extra opening through the left shoulder. If you have a lot of mobility through the shoulder, through the hips, you might want to take your hand, rest it on the top of the left foot, and turn your fingers towards the front of your mat. So just honoring wherever your body is today. One option isn't better than the other. And then releasing from wherever you are, coming down into a sleeping pigeon. Torso comes down either in the center or off to the side. Letting everything become really passive. Starting to come back up onto the hands. We'll just shift the weight of the hips over to the right so we can swing the left leg in front of us. Extending both legs out in front. Moving a little bit of flesh away from the seat. Flexing through the feet. Sitting up with a really tall spine. Feeling the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. You can press your fingertips or your palms into the earth. We'll take a few breaths in this more active staff pose. It takes a lot of strength to sit like this. Next breath out, just let the legs become soft, starting to hinge forward at the hip. You might walk the hands a little further down the legs and letting the spine round.
taking more yin approach to this forward fold as we stretch the entire back line of the body. Starting to roll back up through the spine, letting the shoulders and the head lay at last. And then we'll take our hands behind us. The fingertips are facing forward, bending the knees, soles of the feet come in towards the bum. Inhale, we'll lift up through the pelvis, coming to a reverse table. Lifting up through the chest, really strong legs, opening through the heart. Exhaling, letting the hips land. And we'll roll over onto all fours. We're setting up for pigeon on the left side, bringing the left knee in towards the left wrist, walking the right leg back. Starting a little bit more upright, moving in stages, so either staying right here, the proud chest, pressing the hands into the floor. Or you could take that left hand more near the center in front of you, bending the right knee, reaching the right foot with the right hand. And maybe if it's okay in your body, you take that top grip of the right foot with your fingertips facing forward. Breathing in, breathing out. I am here now. Slowly releasing down into a sleeping pigeon, letting the hips completely soften. The upper body and the arms are soft. Coming all the way back up, this time shifting the weight into the left hip, swing the right leg in front. We'll come into a wide-legged forward fold this time. So taking the legs out. Starting again with a tall spine, flexing through the feet and the legs. The shoulders falling down and away from your ears. Breathing out, starting to come forward. Feeling the pelvis tilt forward, and it's okay if you don't come very far forward at all. Just coming forward enough that you start to feel sensation through the backs of the legs, inner groin, and or the lower back. Being kind to yourself. I mean, you're the only one that gets to live in your body, so you might as well be kind to it, right? We'll take 3 more deep breaths right here. Starting to roll on up. Using the hands to help bend the knees. And we'll roll on down all the way onto our back, going really slow and steady, using our core. And we'll bring the feet in a little bit closer to our bum. The arms come out into a T, just letting the knees fall lazy to the left. You can look over to the right. Now bringing the knees back to center by engaging your core. And the knees start to roll over towards the right. And coming all the way back, unwinding the spine, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Making any final movements that your body's calling for right now as we head on into our final resting Shavasana. Resisting the urge to get up and go. Letting the body take up lots of space. Letting everything feel really heavy, relaxed, and soft. Now start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Again, let your head rock side to side. Bend the knees and just rolling over onto one side. And that top hand helps you press all the way up. And we'll sit together with our hands at our heart in a very tall spine. Thank you very much for sharing your slow flow vibes with me. And maybe in the comments below, you'll let me know or others in the community what else you do day to day to help you slow down and reconnect. Namaste.